the sticky promotional situation that WBO heavyweight world champion Joseph Parker found himself in seems to have been resolved, for the time being at least. The two men who headed up the promotion company, Duco Events, Dean Lonergan and David Higgins, had a falling out, a well-publicized falling out. They have gone their separate ways. Apparently Parker will remain with David Higgins, and one of the other fighters in their stable, who's about to fight Manny Pacquiao, Jeff Horn, will remain with Lonergan. And obviously Horn faces Pacquiao next month in Brisbane. Also, according to this article here, Parker still looks on track to face Hughie Fury, his mandatory challenger, in September. I find this not surprising, but a little disappointing, because the Furies have got a very bad track record of pulling out of fights over the past couple years. I was hoping that Team Parker would be allowed to move on from the Hughie Fury situation and either fight a different mandatory or fight a voluntary, unify, do whatever. I feel like they're getting bogged down by this Hughie Fury situation. Now, what I'm about to say is pure speculation. I have no evidence for this at all. But Frank Warren, by his own admission, has a very good relationship and a long-standing relationship with the WBO. Hughie Fury is being promotionally represented by Frank Warren. Is it because of Frank Warren that Hughie Fury has still got his mandatory position, despite pulling out of the fight and despite having a bad track record of not going through with certain fights over the past couple years? Is it only because of Frank Warren's influence with the WBO that he's still seemingly in this position where he's going to challenge Joseph Parker? I suspect that it is. Again, I got no evidence of that, but I suspect it is. And yes, I'm very careful when it comes to choosing my words dealing with Frank Warren, because this guy will sue anybody. He'll sue people on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. He don't care. They don't call him Frank the Rip for nothing. So yeah, that's just my take on the situation. I suspect that Frank Warren is the reason why Hughie Fury hasn't lost his WBO mandatory position. We'll see if that fight goes ahead. There's also talk of Joseph Parker fighting Tony Bellew. Some people believe that Eddie Hearn let it slip recently that Tony Bellew basically is going to be fighting Joseph Parker for the WBO heavyweight title. That will cause problems, I'm sure, between Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren, or Matchroom and Queensbury. You know, he might have Frank Warren try to sue them for some reason or do something funny. We'll see what happens there. But as far as it stands right now, Joseph Parker, as I say, has stuck with David Higgins, and Dean Lonergan has stuck with Jeff Horn, or, you know, the other way around. Those fighters have stuck with those particular promoters, and they're going their separate ways. I don't know if they're going to rebrand into two different companies, whether Duco Events will be no more. I don't know. Anyway, let me know what you think of this particular story in the comment section below with regards to the, promotional dispute, with regards to Parker going with Higgins rather than Lonergan, and also with regards to the Hughie Fury situation. Let me know what you think about all of that in the comment section below. It's Hatman, I'm out.